All right, earlier this offseason, Boston made a move bringing in Kristaps Porzingis, and now they extend the Porzingis party. They give the big fella a 2-year, $60 million extension. So Gang Green, here we go, looking to sort of get back to the NBA Finals where they were 2 years ago, and this year when they lost a painful 7-gamer to the Miami Heat. They feel like Porzingis will be the guy that puts them over the hump. All right, let's get Bill Reiter in and find out what's what. Bill, did we see this coming? Was this a surprise? I mean, I heard about a lot of things. I don't think I necessarily heard about this. So let's just start there. How surprising of a move is this?
No, this was expected. Porzingis opted into his player option as part of the agreement for that trade to go through. The expectation was that there was a deal then that the Celtics would extend him in some way, and so 2 years and an extra $60 million. So basically $30 million a year. I think he's making in the neighborhood of $36 million this upcoming season. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bargain. It probably makes sense for both sides, but yeah, EK, this was the expected deal. Porzingis wants to be there. Brad Stevens, who runs basketball operations, is obviously a fan of the guy, and these were the numbers that folks around the NBA expected when Porzingis was willing to opt into that player option this upcoming season to facilitate the trade that took him to Boston.
If I'm Jaylen Brown's agent, what am I thinking about all this Kristaps Porzingis? You bring him in and you give him an extension. How should he be thinking about that? I mean, what's the Celtics' long-term plan?
Yeah, I think if you're Brown's agent, you're thinking, I want all the money. I want 5 years. I want all the money, and I think he's going to get it. EK, if he wants to be a Boston Celtic. As I understand it, they want him there. They believe in him. They don't buy into the notion that is certainly out there that he and Jason Tatum cannot play together. So if you're his agent, I think it's good news if you buy into the idea that a little more offense in exchange for Marcus Smart, who was obviously more defensively inclined, former defensive player of the year who went to Memphis, is going to make this team more of a contender. It is more offensive help for Brown. It's more offensive help for Tatum. If Porzingis can stay healthy, Brown's going to get paid, and I think it's good news for him if he shares the front office's view that Porzingis can help.
Look, I get it. Like, if you watch the Celtics in the playoffs, I know you did, I did, they needed another guy to put the ball in the hoop. They needed another legitimate night-in, night-out guy to put the ball in the hoop. And Marcus Smart, quite frankly, looked like maybe a little tread was off that defensive tire. He was a great Celtic for a long time, but nobody's good forever. But what is Porzingis' role on this team? Is he the number 2 option offensively? Is he the 3 option? I mean, how does he fit in to a team that in the last 2 years has gone to the NBA Finals and probably should have gone this year?
Yeah, he's the number 3. He's the number 3 offensive option, but he's also, well, they're not going to say this out loud, but Jaylen Brown, who is going to get paid, and you brought up, did not have the world's most incredible and impressive postseason at times, including that final series. So Porzingis is going to be the 3rd, maybe the 4th, but probably the 3rd offensive option. But when there are off nights for Jaylen Brown, if there are off nights, when there are off nights for Jason Tatum, I think the understanding, or at least the expectation, is that Porzingis can step in and he can get buckets. The guy can shoot the 3-point shot. He's obviously extremely tall. And while he's not great defensively, he does block shots. So there's a belief in Boston. While he's not a former defensive player of the year, who I think you're right, EK, had the tread come off the tires a little bit of Marcus Smart, there is at least a profile defensively that Porzingis brings to the table. So the hope is that they can plug him into all those spots. He can be a really important piece. And on nights when those stars are either out, they're resting, they're not playing well, he is capable of stepping up, at least for a night, and being the second best player on a championship level team.
Yeah, I get it. So you're saying, look, Jason Tatum's our guy, and one of the other 2 guys will step up night in, night out. And if both of them step up, we're going to be really hard to beat on that particular night. Bill Reiter, well done. So we got a new big 3 in Boston as Kristaps Porzingis gets a 2-year, $60 million extension. And you see there, I mean, that's 30, 50, 70. That's 79.8 points a game. That's 80 from 3 guys. We shall see what those stats look like at the end of this coming year, because Boston, the expectations could not be higher entering next season. All right, straight ahead, the number 1 free agent on the board. The number 1 guy, that's it, has made a choice. Where is he going? What are the terms? That's next. I'm Eric Casillas.